When I tell you guys that I've been working on this video for 5 months now, I genuinely mean it. I have been trying to keep track of every single part of the Vanisher rollout just so I could make this video on what I hope is Vanisher release week. I'm assuming it is, I'm believing it is. I'm filming this exactly 1 week before what I assume is going to be the Vanisher drop. So, and I know that a lot can happen in 1 week. You know, I need time to edit. Okay, I need time to edit before this video comes out. So the cutoff date for all Vanisher rollout information in this video is July 18th. That being said, we have a lot to get into. So, hi, my name is Saapppyyy. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about music and music-related things. And today's music-related thing is Vanisher by QUADECA'S, more specifically recapping the rollout and basically everything you need to know before listening to Vanisher. I'm going to go through everything basically in increments of each month, and we're just going to recap everything that happened that's related to the album, everything that he said, everything that he did, everything that released. Basically, every single thing that he's ever done from February of 2024 until July of 2025. And that is a lot to cover, so we're just going to get right into it. So the first official instance of Vanisher being a thing that we are aware of happened exactly when Scrapyard ended, basically. At the very end of the Way Too Many Friends music video, there was a sort of like end title card. I don't really know what I would call it, but it just said Vanisher Horizon Scraper, which at the time could have meant anything. I mean, I feel like most people correctly assumed that it was going to be his next album, but no further mention of it. I say no further mention, I mean like we're gonna get into like the mentions of it, but no further official Vanisher related things happen between February 2024 and February 2025. So everything that I'm about to talk about, we're just going to rapid fire. So Anthony Fantano gave Scrapyard a 9, which is cool. As we know, or as you're about to find out, Kevin Abstract is featured on the very last song of Scrapyard, that being Texas Blue. In 2024, Kevin Abstract also performed at Coachella in April, where he also brought out QUADECA'S to sing Texas Blue. And at the end of their performance, QUADECA'S says, Vanisher Horizon Scraper, coming soon.
Thank you. For anybody who cares, I have this album. It's called Vanisher, and it's almost done, and it's coming soon.
It was also around this time where he changed his profile picture to, I believe it was like a picture of like the horizon or like a planet, kind of with like a sun peeking behind it. So it basically was just like a picture of like a white arch on a blue background. In April of 2024, he's also pictured with David in the studio, along with posting a couple snippets on his IG story. I mean, like at the time, they were kind of just him like messing around, but we now know it's most likely probably something that was on Vanisher. In May of 2024 is when he released the Scrapyard vinyls, and then shortly after that, he posted videos saying songs I'll never release, and it was, I believe, 6 songs that never made it really onto Scrapyard, but were kind of from that era. During all this time, he's also working a lot on his production skills, producing a song for Kevin Abstract and Lil Nas X, producing, I believe, with David at the time, and also producing a song for Dev Lemons. Most importantly, also in May, he does drop another snippet, which we will discuss a little bit later, but it says 10 on it, which a lot of people assume meant 10 months, 10 weeks from now. Most likely 10 months. Nothing really happened 10 months after that, so that wasn't super duper significant at the time, at least. But we will get into that snippet later, so keep it in the back of your mind. A lot of the snippets, or at least this snippet specifically, is very ocean themed, which gave people more of that belief that this album was going to be very nautical, very sea themed. Now, there is a break between May and September 2024 where nothing happens until he makes a tweet saying, in the home stretch now. Mind you, that was September 2024. So I don't know how long this home stretch is. It was also this time where he opened for Gene Dawson, I believe, on the Glimmer of God tour, and then he also, shortly after that, opened for 070 Shake. I believe it was also around this time where somebody got the first instance of what would be a Vanisher tattoo, and QUADECA'S retweeted it, or quote tweeted it, and he was like, but what if it's ass? That was really silly at the time. So he's our little comedian. And then in January 2025, he does 2 more Instagram little snippet things, which ended up being singles on the album that we will get into in a minute. But now we've covered everything from February 2024 to February 2025, which is important. And now we're gonna get into actual rollout. So when does official rollout start? It begins February 23rd, 24th of 2025. February 23rd, he changes his profile picture, and then February 24th, he posts a picture of a lighthouse. This picture is taken by, I believe, Brendan Burton, and then he's the same person that takes like basically all the visuals for this album. Really good photographer, I love his work. Just putting that out there. But essentially, he completely clears his socials. He completely clears everything. He changes his profile picture to the like V with the compass thing on it. And then it's just a lighthouse picture on all of his socials. So while this was happening, your girl was panicking. I was like, whoa, things are getting real. I saw the picture and I genuinely started like shaking. So I was excited, to say the least. But the next day, the 25th, is where things just start to ramp up even more. Somebody tweeted a while ago saying, oh my god, QUADECA'S retired. And then he posted the link to X8 Music, or like his Vanisher website, basically. He also posts about X8 Music on his story, and then this is where we get the first instance of the phone call. Now, at the time, X8 was a private account, I believe, and it was like very, very select people. I say very select people. I think he accepted like 10K people in the first day, but it was select to me because I was there before there was 1K. Not important. Getting into the actual phone number, if you call the phone number 938-253-2929, if you were to call that on the 25th, you would receive a message that was very scary.
Oh shit, this is police ship 573, 573, call by Sierra Lima, Mike Victor, in position 573.52 minutes north, 023.23 minutes east. Please keep a safe distance of at least 1 nautical mile. This is His Worship Mike 3 out.
And now what did this mean? Absolutely nobody knew. Again, panic, frenzy, people are screaming, people are crying, people are scared. I was frantically texting my friends, what is going on? What is this voice? I'm scared. Please come save me. And essentially after that, it was once again radio silence from him. I believe it was also at this time where on the website, there was just the picture of like the ocean, which is the same picture that he posted on his story when he tagged X8 for the first time, which X8, if you don't know, is his label, record label, I believe. We're gonna get into it a little bit more, but just need to know is his own independent record label so that he can release his own music by himself. That's essentially it when it comes to February. The only other thing that happened was somebody tweeted about Danny Brown and QUADECA doing a collab, and Danny was like, yeah, but that was more alluding to being on Danny's new project aside from QUADECA's new project. So hopefully we will see a lot more collabs from them in the future. Now we get into March, where the beginning of March, March 2nd, is where we get another live from X8, where he's basically just listening to the radio. And then there's some more interesting stuff that happens in March, but I personally am not going to talk about it because I've recruited one of my amazing friends, part of the QUADECA community, to talk about it. YouTuber Music Clips, take it away.
They can't hear you. Okay, the call ended. Hold on, let me put my headphones back on.
I'm listening. Oh, I hear it.
That just ends.
That's crazy.
Whoa, dude. It's getting real. Hey, what up, guys? Welcome back to the headphone emoji channel. As you can see, I've decorated my virginity protection with some QUADECA, so I might get some pussy this time. This is not what I am getting compensation for this video. However, I just want to show off my lovely blockage of the virginity protection where we got my QUADECA vinyl collection, especially with the brand new From Me to You. We're going to be talking about the beginning stages of the rollout, especially in regards to the release of Godstained, which, as many of you know and remember, that was a sexy ass evening. We are going to start off on March 2nd, 2025.
Lows 29 to 36. Low level 4,000 feet. Friday, highs 56 to 64. Friday night, clear.
That was on March 2nd. The next day was my birthday. You can wish me a happy birthday if you want in the comments section. But then we have to talk about the fucking website and how it like imagulated into this, like, I wake up every day and then I check it. You check the website vanisherhorizonscraper.com, and I remember I was at work. I'm gonna bleep that out because I know that's a little touchy word for people. Job and work. We have this image right here, which is the bottle for Godstained, which is actually a focal point of the song. And yeah. Solution. Then let's move a little bit forward, 6 days from there, where it is March 12th, 2025. The XA Instagram posts this picture of this sailor guy who kind of looks exactly like QUADECA, and then this guy who I think is the same person, but I don't have an evidence of that shit, so I just had to go with my gut feeling. And then he's just holding up his hand or something. I don't, is that his hand? But then we have to talk about, obviously, the phone number got updated. March 15th. I was at work. I remember this shit so much because Godstained got leaked on TikTok. Do you guys remember that shit? It was like the craziest fucking night on Quad Twitter. I swear to Jesus H. Christ on my Jewish soul, that shit was nuts. I heard that little snippet for like 5 seconds. I'm like, damn, that shit sounds sexy as fuck. I don't want to listen to it more because I don't want to be unfaithful to my viewers who want to see a fucking natural reaction. We get this image. This is a fucking classic image. You see this shit everywhere now, where QUADECA is being so fucking nonchalant and not even looking at the camera while standing in front of the boats. And then it obviously says Godstained on the side. At this point, I feel like we all knew something was coming. And I remember that on the 21st, the phone number got updated, and this is what it was playing. We were all waiting, sitting, ready for Godstain to drop, and then the famous French Wi-Fi incident. So basically, QUADECA just tweeted, "Sorry for the delay, this French Wi-Fi f***ed me up. It was supposed to be out 2 hours ago. I'm currently live on YouTube right now. I've been live for about 2.5 hours as we were waiting for the release of this, and this is the first time that we got like an update from QUADECA himself." QUADECA was on tour with 070 Shake. I think that's how you pronounce that shit. I've never listened to them. I like their name because it's very interesting. Also, I like that they took QUADECA on their tour. But QUADECA was in France at the time. So instead of being at home in the great land of America, he was in France and he uploaded that video on a French hotel's Wi-Fi. And then on the 25th of March, Godstained released, and it was like, wow, this is the first time we ever have a taste of Vanisher Horizon Scraper. At least over a year that we had the information of the album being called Vanisher Horizon Scraper, and now finally got to hear our first taste. Also on that day, this image released, which is the first time we ever seen QUADECA wearing the green jumpsuit for the Vanisher pics, this was his agency like photo update. And I remember when like the tour dropped or like it got announced, this is the picture that was used for QUADECA. We can't even like go past the 25th because the 25th was a crazy fucking day. Not only did Godstain drop, but that was the first time QUADECA ever performed Godstain to anybody.
I could say this street from 1,000 miles away. I thought you knew.
But that was also the first night where we saw this, a Vanisher merch piece. And it's this exact merch piece where it's the V and the blue shirt and then like the back. I'm going to show you the back. This is the back. If my back is sweaty, that's so unfortunate. And we got a ton of pictures, obviously, of QUADECA, shot by Brandon Burton, who also did the Census Designated cover, who also did the Revenge Seekers cover. So I feel like that name is very super. And then we get to April, which is where my little fucking shit ends. And then we go to the next part, which is the release of Monday. Because on April 1st, a week after the release of Godstained on streaming, it hit 1 million streams. So yeah, that's it. All right, see you. Go to the next one.
Getting into April now, we basically start off on April 7th where he makes a tweet saying, raise your expectations for whatever Vanisher might be, whatever you think it'll be, double, triple, times 10 your expectations of it. And now this is where I started getting really excited because after listening to Godstained, I was already like in shock, like genuine shock. I spearheaded that campaign to get it to 1 million. Of course, I'm not going to take all the credit, but I'm going to take most of the credit. And overall, I was just elated to know that he is making amazing music because never once, of course, would I doubt my GOAT, but you know, first impressions are everything. And this is also when I began to once again begin my campaign of recruiting every single person I've ever met in my life to listen to QUADECA'S music, and I think it's working pretty well. It was a couple days after that where Kevin Abstract posted a picture with QUADECA, and QUADECA is wearing this like Vanisher hoodie, which is really cool. I wish I had one. I think I would look really cool in it. I think it would keep me really warm. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But more importantly, a couple days later on the 11th is when the website changes again to a new photo. And there is a new phone call. So once again, if you call the X8 number now, you would be getting a sort of reversed sounding phone call. Very, very interesting. I know we're going to get into it in just a second. And literally the next day, he makes a post simply saying April. The timing on this was kind of funny because it was around the same time where I believe Underscores was doing performances at a festival. I think it was Coachella. I'm pretty sure it was Underscores at Coachella. And Underscores, her name was April. So I personally was out here theorizing that Underscores would be on the album, which I think would be so crazy, because she herself has already made a concept album, which is sort of eerie and scary and blue colored. and I talked about it very recently, so if you want to watch that video, it will be linked somewhere up there. And also, to further my theory, he responds to a tweet talking about Danny Brown and Underscore's performance, saying they don't even know. What do we not know? Hey, I still believe that Underscores could be on the album. I think it would be so cool to see them work together because they are both so crazy artists. Oh my god, I don't even have like the words to express how I feel about them both, but it would be insane. And then 2 days after that is where we get our first official Vanisher merch drop with the hoodie, t-shirt, and a flag. This was also when my good friend Eden got called up by name on his Instagram story saying, thanks Eden, which, oh my god, so cool. I love Eden. His artwork is absolutely amazing. He's been doing so much beautiful Vanisher artwork, beautiful just QUADECA artwork in general. Oh my gosh, like genuinely such a big fan. What an artist. Truly, this whole community is so talented in so many ways. I'm so glad that I get to just kind of pull from everyone to make this video because I wouldn't be able to make this video without there being such a beautiful community. Guys, I just love my friends so much. This is also where Kevin and QUADECA have another little Twitter moment. They're talking about new music and they're like, oh, what's the best Kevin music? Oh my god, it's the new one. Subtle foreshadowing. There is so much subtle foreshadowing actually this month because right after that he has a deleted tweet saying something is just gonna drop one day. Girl, I am so scared. And then right after that is also when he posts on his Instagram story just saying movie. He thinks he's Joey or something.
Movie.
But I assume he is, well, I now know because I'm speaking from the future, but it was him editing the album movie. I feel like we all figured that out, especially because he did the same thing for I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, which again, such a cool concept of making like an album movie. I love just visual albums. I love it. This was also when the X8 post that we mentioned a little bit earlier, the one with the sailor in black and white and all of that, the caption of that post got changed to just say Monday. Hey, so a girl was panicking again. If you went and looked at the comments under that post right now, there's probably me freaking out, being like, hey, so what are we talking about? What do you mean Monday? Thank God we didn't have to wait long for that because literally the next day is when he dropped the Monday trailer. And then the day after that was when Monday dropped. Monday is my favorite single. Oh my god, I've talked about it extensively on my Substack before and just like in person. And oh my god, it's such a beautiful song. I feel like if I were to rank all of the singles, I would probably put Monday. I can't decide if I would put Monday or Godstained at the top because Godstained is really catchy, but Monday has my heart. So I think it would be Monday. It's like, oh my god, it's just such a good song. But I don't know, I mean, I can't rank anything until I've heard the full album. And I'm so excited to hear the whole album. It was quite literally right after that, the next day, where another promo picture drops and then he announces tour. Girl. Once again, I was panicked. Why was I panicked? Because I believe it was around this time where tour was kind of like leaked a little bit because I think the Sacramento show, like accidentally they put up the date early or something on their website. So people already had an idea that tour was coming and people also had an idea that VIP would be announced with the tour. Nobody would think it would be $200 though. But hey, the VIP comes with a meet and greet, a signed Vanisher vinyl, exclusive VIP variant, a signed tour poster, the laminate lanyard tote bag, early entry, and priority merch. So I feel like he did a pretty good job with making the price seem sort of reasonable, but $200, oh my bank account. I appreciate that he is really just giving so much back to his community. I feel like this is just such an exciting tour. I know so many people are going to love this album. I know so many people have been anticipating this album forever, anticipating this tour forever, me included, of course. It's been like 2 years since I saw him. I miss him. And I just, oh my god, grown so much as an artist, grown so much as a performer. I'm so excited for this tour and I can't wait to talk about it when tour actually arrives. Speaking a little bit more about tour, there was also this tour like promo video that dropped and it has some scenes that weren't exactly in the music videos, so it's just more clips and just more content and makes everyone so much more excited for Vanisher. And the last part of April was when Danny Brown posted a picture saying, so proud of this album, can't wait for everyone to hear it, and then QUADECA reposted it because it was a collab song with QUADECA. So I'm assuming this is going to be something that's going to be on Danny's project, not QUADECA'S project, but it's really cool to see them work together. It's really cool to see that. Getting into May. Now, no music released in May, but at the very beginning, we have what has now been called the May 6th incident. Now, what was the May 6th incident, you may ask? Let me walk you through what happened when I woke up that morning, the morning of May 6th. I wake up, I check my phone, I check Twitter, and I see people talking about QUADECA BBC, and I'm confused. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I look a little bit further and I see that he's been mentioned in some radio station. The radio station, what did they say? They say that the album is releasing that week. Was QUADECA aware of this? Did he know that this was happening?
Music for quite some time. QUADECA is his name, and he's got a new album out, Vanisher, Horizon Scraper. It's coming out on Friday on X8 Music.
It was really cool that he was mentioned on radio, though he did acknowledge that, but of course, as we know, the album did not release in May. My original idea from like when God's Stain dropped, I was like, okay, timeline-wise, it would make sense for the album to roll out in May or June, and I still figured it would have rolled out in May or June, if not for future events that we're about to talk to in like literally a minute. Literally the next day, he posts on X8, and it's kind of like little photo dump. We get a painting, we get a picture of some of his notes, we get a picture of like a really zoomed in part of a map. So he's back to being very, very mysterious. And then we hear absolutely nothing for a week. Let me set the scene for you once again. So now the date is May 14th. Me and my friend are at a concert. We're having a really fun time. We're waiting between artists. And I'm sitting down on the ground on my phone. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get texts from 5 different people, all saying JPEG Mafia. JPEG Mafia what? JPEG Mafia who? JPEG Mafia where? I had no clue. So of course, my first inclination, as always, is to open Twitter. And what do I see but pictures of Kevin Abstract, QUADECA, and JPEG Mafia, all in the same place, in the same picture, at the same studio. Naturally, I'm like, what the heck? QUADECA got pegged. And I screamed out loud in that venue. I wish I was joking about this. I'm genuinely not. My friends can attest and will attest to this. I literally screamed out loud. And then once again, radio silence. So the next week, we have, once again, another call from X8. And this one, once again, is spooky dooky, and I am so scared.
Hi, I'm Gina Kunath with ICOM America. I'm going to show you some of our advanced features of our ICOM M304 VHF FM radio and how it makes voting safer by utilizing digital selective calling, or DSC. Here you see the M304 interface with a standard GPS receiver, and you can tell that this is a DSC compliant radio because of the distinctive red button marked distress. So what is digital selective calling? Digital selective calling is a digital communications technology that enables this radio to send voice messages on the traditional VHF channels, as well as data or digital transmissions on VHF channel 70. Both radios automatically switch to the working channel and we start talking. It sure makes using marine radios easier and makes our conversations more private. But the best part about digital selective calling is the way it has improved the process of calling for help in a marine emergency.
And it's accompanied by a video on the website. terrifying. I don't know why all of the videos that have been posted on the website or on X8 are literally like horror, like analog horror ARGs is what it looks like. And I can't handle that. My heart rate can only go so fast. And then one last time in May, we do get another video on the Vanisher website. This time a little less scary than the one before, but scary nonetheless. And now we're about to get into June, but I will let another beautiful friend of mine, Culd LOL, take that away.
What's up, guys? It's your favorite unemployed QUADECA fan, Culd here, and I'm gonna be taking over the entire month of June for this video. There was basically nothing happening in the first couple days of June until he dropped the track list. Kinda, it just had the song links, but without the titles. I don't really know why he did this. He uploaded this to both Twitter and Instagram, even catching the attention of the likes of Turning the Tables, as you can see by their message here. This kind of track list confirmed that there were 14 total tracks on Vanisher, with Godstained being the 4th and Monday being the 6th, adding up to a total runtime of over 68 minutes. Just 2 days later, the X8 Music website was updated with yet another snippet titled 12 Foregone Prelude Demo. This is my personal favorite snippet, and I really hope it's on the album. This one had actual vocals on it, and I mean, all the other ones that he did were just kind of production, so this one definitely stood out to a lot of people. And it was quickly pointed out that this was seemingly the same song that he played on Instagram Live late January. It had the same lyrics and like very similar production. Not too much happened in the next week, just some venues for the tour being added and upgraded on the 9th, and then boom! QUADECA dropped the Vanisher album cover right after clearing his Instagram fully except for that lighthouse photo on the 11th of June. Everyone has their own theories for this album cover and stuff, but to me it kind of looks like a wing. You know, I already have my own theories for that, but I kind of don't want to fill this entire video with my theories because I'm kind of a crazy person and I don't want to be doing that. June 12th, 2025 might have been the most eventful day in this entire rollout. In the morning, a Vanisher Moon Phase vinyl variant was posted to Rough Trade, but it ended up getting taken down pretty quickly. I think the most interesting things that came from this are the X8-002 catalog number, as well as the very interesting description of the album. The catalog number basically confirmed that Vanisher would actually be the second album under the X8 label. Then all of a sudden, a third single, Foregone, was surprise dropped only on Apple Music and in New Zealand? It stayed up for a while and it was later added to Apple Music in Australia as well, confirming that it was a time zone drop, but it actually wasn't. I guess something must have went wrong because it was eventually taken off Apple Music completely. It was silent for a bit after that until the Foregone music video surprise dropped at 11:41 a.m. EST. 11:41. This nearly 8-minute song was confirmed to be the 13th of the 14 tracks on Vanisher, which confused a lot of people. I mean, why would he release the longest song as a surprise single? The song was eventually added to all streaming platforms about an hour and a half later, and it's still not entirely clear how this song will tie into the story of Vanisher, considering the intriguing music video of QUADECA himself playing the piano on the beach, while the song is seemingly about an old, toxic relationship based on the lyrics. I guarantee we'll fully understand it once the album actually drops, but I mean, this song is like sonically a masterpiece, let's be real here. With the Foregone music video, a couple things were announced. The vinyl records, the album pre-save, and the release month being July. There was a bunch of stuff added to the store a bit later, including 3 Vanisher vinyl variants, a Vanisher CD, and a cassette tape. He revealed that there would be 35 to 40 minutes of extra music spread between these 3 variants. I think the final important thing that this day brought was basically just Kevin saying the new QUADECA is pretty unreal, and Danny Brown agreed with Kevin. Nothing too crazy that's Vanisher related happened in the rest of June. These 4 photos from the Foregone set were posted on the 13th, but then, on the same day, Blush by Kevin Abstract was announced. Remember when I said Vanisher wouldn't be the first album under X8? The first album would be Blush, a Kevin Abstract album, and the release date for it was confirmed for June 27th. QUADECA has been working on Blush on the side for some time now at this point, being an executive producer for it. If you told QUADECA that Kevin Abstract would have an album under his label like 3 years ago, he probably would not even believe you. On the 15th, Danny Brown basically confirmed a song that featured QUADECA called The Book of Daniel for his next album, and he also basically hinted at other collabs that were on the way. The next day, a Kevin Abstract interview that featured both QUADECA and Love Spells dropped, which this interview was basically just for blush. There was almost nothing that was Vanisher related with this interview. The only Vanisher related thing that came from this is the blue hat with the Vanisher V that Quad was wearing. It's probably future merch. I mean, we haven't even gotten anything about that as of now, but I mean, Vanisher hasn't dropped yet, so we'll find out. It wasn't until June 20th when the Blush track list dropped, revealing 3 songs that featured QUADECA: NOLA, Abandon Me, and Red Light. Red Light being on the track list was huge because it was originally released in mid-2024 for a now scrapped Kevin Abstract project called Glue. I was a huge fan of that song when it first released with Glue, so I was so hyped when I found out it would be on Blush. I literally could not stop talking about it. 4 days later, on the 24th, Kevin Abstract posted a teaser for Red Light, which had it sounding way more polished than it originally did. And then eventually, on the 27th, Blush finally dropped. This was the first ever album under the X8 label, and it had QUADECA's production scattered all across it. And he later revealed that he had a feature on NOLA, but he scrapped it because he didn't like it. However, that song was still entirely produced by him. Red Light also finally came to streaming, as well as Abandon Me, which was a complete solo QUADECA song, entirely written, produced, and performed by him. That's enough of the Blush stuff, because on June 29th, we finally got some Vanisher info when he tweeted that he just listened to Vanisher and how it was cinema. On the same day, he replied to the GOAT of Quad Twitter himself, Roxy, saying that QUADECA fans are the best there are. So nice of him.
Thank you, Mr. Culd, LOL. Again, please subscribe to him. Please subscribe to all my friends. Please follow all my friends. Literally, this video would be nothing without the QUADECA community, specifically the people who helped me make this video. But seriously, I love them all to pieces, and they've been such a help in helping me kind of archive everything that we needed to make this video. I'm so appreciative of my friends. I'm so glad that they were willing to help me out. But now we get into July. Vanisher month is here, you guys. We are in the end zone. We start off July strong on July 2nd with a YouTube, you know those like YouTube community posts that you can make? QUADECA makes one of those saying, for all my subscribers who are out of the loop, I have an album coming out this month. Silly story, I posted this screenshot on my Twitter, and then Kevin Abstract liked the tweet, saved the photo, and then posted it on his like Instagram spam account. So Kevin Abstract noticed number 1 billion for me. And then the next day he went live on Instagram.com. Literally just aura farming in the middle of the ocean. Like, I swear, men just learn how to sail and then suddenly they spend their whole summer sailing the 7 seas. But what else would you do if you took sailing lessons, honestly? It was also this day where we got another teaser of Vanisher, this one being a little bit more like Easter eggy. I don't really know how to explain it, but I had a lot of different clips that we had never seen before. There's like a picture of a globe, there's his map, there's so much other stuff, so many references to things that we'll hopefully find soon. Oh my gosh, I'm like, the more that I think about it, like, guys, Vanisher is coming. It's what? But literally 4 days after that, on 7/7, oh, 7/7. Okay, so when he posted the Vanisher cover, my conspiracy theory ass, I was like, oh my god, 77 dots on the cover. I'll be back on 7/7 to see this album. Tell me why something actually happened on 7/7, girl. I'm scared. Anyways, he made a post, and then there's another snippet. This one is titled "Touch the Sky." And it sounds so beautiful. The person who's singing is Autumn, who I believe is also the person who does all the flute in his music. And oh my god, her voice is like angelic. I literally Guys, I'm obsessed with her. And then literally the next day on the 8th, we find out that he's in the Philippines, probably also shooting more stuff for Vanisher, whether that be promo or like just extra stuff that they need for the movie. I don't know, but he's in the Philippines. And then on the 10th, we get a picture of him next to an airplane, assumedly coming back from the Philippines. Then a couple of days go by and it's the 15th and we have another phone call.
There's a man on the horizon. Paradise is just behind him. But if he turns around, it disappears.
And then possibly the scariest like website video yet. Oh my god, it is terrifying. I just have to play it for you because I don't have any words to explain what I'm watching. By the way, that video was titled Knock Knock, as in knock knock who's there? As in tell me a joke from I Didn't Mean to Haunt You? It's all connected, you guys. It's all connected, I swear. The next day he posts another aura farming video. Not video, photo. But the photo literally looks like AI. I mean, he looks cool, but for some reason it just doesn't look real. I don't know. Something's giving Uncanny Valley to me in the picture, but that's like not relevant or important to the lore, at least I don't think. He looks cool, but it's like home stretch, you guys, like genuine home stretch. We can see the finish line. I'm so like jittery about it. I've been really loving the word jittery lately. And he keeps on saying pre-save the album known as Vanisher Horizon Scraper. Like, boy, we all know what the album is called. He also posted a picture on his Instagram story of the Brazil flag. I don't think that has anything to do with Vanisher, but at this point we really don't know. More importantly, literally yesterday he announced Vanisher album movie screenings happening on Monday and Tuesday in LA and New York. And oh my god, like things just started to feel real. Guys, this is like crazy. And oh my god, a lot of my friends got selected to go. They got like their RSVP and everything. And so one of those people is actually Eclippz. So we're probably gonna get more content from him then, but I will not be covering it because we're ending this today. And that finally brings us to a close of Vanisher Rollout. I will not be covering what happens in the album movie screening because technically you're not supposed to bring your phones. I'm not going to be there, but I have friends that are. Maybe they'll say something, maybe they won't. I personally am going to be avoiding all spoilers next week. This week, technically when the video comes out, this week. 0 spoilers for me. Please, if you know anything, don't say anything to me. Like, I'm genuinely begging you. I want to be as surprised as I possibly can. I want, like, the most authentic first listening experience for myself as I possibly can. Please just, like, be respectful. But here we are today. Officially 1 week from Vanisher. When this video comes out, Vanisher will literally be coming out, like, tomorrow night. Oh my god. Guys, what a journey it's been. What a journey it's been covering a whole year of content, basically a whole year of anticipation of this album. Oh my god, can I get really sappy for a minute? Guys, this community is everything to me. Like, QUADECA community has shown me so much support, so much love, so much patience. Some of you guys don't like me, but that's okay because some of you guys do like me, and that is all I could ever ask for, is to just be supported. And you guys have shown me so much support. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional. Like, guys, Vanisher is like real. Can we all just like take a moment to like really just like, literally this is like the last moments before we live in a post Vanisher world. And I'm glad that I'm spending it with you guys. Oh my gosh, guys, can we all do like a little group hug? Group hug. Aw, that was so cute. I don't want to ramble on too much, but like genuinely, guys, this has been such a journey, and we're finally at the finish line. And Vanisher is releasing, and it's gonna be the album of the year. Like, I'm not even joking when I say it. We all know it's gonna be my album of the year, of course, but I feel like this is really the album, like the QUADECA album, and I can't wait for so many new people to hear it, so many new people to be exposed to QUADECA'S content, and fall in love with QUADECA'S content, just the way that I fell in love with QUADECA'S content and watch him grow as like an artist. Like, it's so, guys, I sound so parasocial right now, but like, oh my gosh. Wow. Not gonna keep you guys here too long. Thank you so much if you made it all the way through. I really appreciate you watching my videos all the way to the end. I wish I had more of a surprise than just a thank you, but honestly, this is just like, I feel so heartfelt right now. Like, oh my god, guys. Happy Vanisher week. Happy Vanisher last day of non-Vanisher. Oh my gosh. I'll see you guys on the other side, I guess. Bye!